Have you ever found yourself looking at someone else's life and thinking, if only I had what they have, then I'd be happy? If so, then this is the story you need to hear today. Once, in a quiet valley between gently rolling hills, lived a farmer named Arun. Day after day he rose with the dawn, his boots dusty from the earth, his hands weathered from seasons of toil. His small farm yielded grains, vegetables, and a few animals, enough, he thought, to keep his family alive. Yet something weighed on him. He looked at the neighboring farm, where fields were larger, machines newer, and labor seemed lighter. He noticed the landlord's sleek horse grazing nearby. He heard the laughter from the village square, where others spoke of easy success. And in his heart, a quiet whisper grew, "Why am I still struggling?" Every evening, as he sat on his wooden porch, Arun would sigh. He'd stare at the horizon and say, "If only the rains came on time, if only the soil were richer, if only my children weren't so many." His mind traveled constantly from what is to what could be. His gaze remained fixed on what lacked, rather than what he had. Seasons passed. When spring arrived, the rain came late. Arun's sprouts were thin, the weeds plentiful. He grumbled. "This year will be worse than last," he told his wife. When summer's sun blazed hot, the well's water dropped. He muttered under his breath, "If only we had a pump like them." In autumn, when harvest time arrived, the yield was average. Still, he lamented, "Look at Ravi's barn, overflowing. Mine is half empty." A habit had formed. Complaining had become the soundtrack of his days. Not from malice, not out of cruelty, but from a simple human truth. He focused on lack. He compared. He judged. He expected more. And yet, the more he complained, the more restless he felt. Sleep was troubled. His children sensed his worry. His wife began to pick her words carefully, knowing his patience was thin. The land did not change. The seasons remained loyal to their rhythm. But his heart? That changed. One evening, as dusk painted the sky amber, Arun climbed the small hill behind his farm. He carried a bowl of rice and sat down. The valley spread out beneath him, the fullness of his fields, the simple house where his children laughed, the old dog chasing a bird at the edge of the barn. In that moment, a soft voice whispered in his memory, "What do you have right now that you've overlooked?" At first, he resisted. He told of the drought, the small yield, the neighbor's better tools. But then his eyes lingered on his daughter watering the plants, his son chasing a brown butterfly, his wife kneading dough in the warm kitchen. He saw the dog's wagging tail, the creak of the barn door, the breeze in the field. And he realized he had far more than he'd wanted to admit. That very night, Arun returned home and made a simple promise to himself. "I will stop complaining. I will start counting." He did not promise riches. He did not chase envy. He promised respect for his life as it was. He promised gratitude for what he had. And he promised action, to work, not just wait. Next morning, when he fetched water, he whispered, "Thank you, well, for sustaining us." When the sun rose, he said, "Thank you, earth, for holding my seed." His work shifted. He still planted, watered, harvested, but his attitude changed. Each seed, each drop of rain, each crisp dawn became a gift rather than a burden. Weeks turned into months. The land responded, not by miracle, but by consistency. Arun's children began to smile at their father's new mood. His wife felt lighter, even the old dog seemed calmer. He no longer compared his barn to the neighbor's, he no longer muttered about delayed rain. Instead he asked, "What can I give?" He helped a neighbor repair a fence. He shared his harvest with the village. He taught his children the rhythm of land. And in doing so, something surprising happened. The yield of his fields increased, not dramatically overnight, but steadily over time. The soil seemed kinder. The seeds sprouted stronger. The family breathed easier. Here is what that story whispers to us today. When we complain, we give our power away. We sit still and expect the world to fix us. When we count what we have, we shift our energy from lack to abundance, from waiting to giving. Comparison steals joy. Gratitude restores it. A changed mindset doesn't promise immediate fairy tale results, but it opens the door to peace, growth, and meaning. Arun's story is simple. It's one farmer amongst many. But the value lies in the pattern, a pattern that repeats in our lives. We work, we wait, we want. The question becomes, are we planting with complaint or with purpose? What about you? What seeds are you planting in your life, in your job, your purpose, your relationships? Are you muttering quietly about your if-onlys? Are you comparing your path to someone else's? Imagine instead that you stop the complaining, you begin counting. You ask, what's already here? What small step can I take today? What kind act can I give without expectation of return? Because the harvest that matters most isn't always the one in the field. It's the harvest of peace, the harvest of gratitude, the harvest of becoming someone who gives rather than waits. If you've been complaining, today is your invitation. Take a moment, close your eyes, look around. What is one thing you currently have that you've ignored? One breath, one smile, one helping hand. Say thank you. Then ask, what can I give? And remember, the end of complaining is not the end of work. It's the beginning of freedom.